This weekend, the remains of a Texoma sailor will finally come home more than 76 years after he and so many other soldiers, sailors, and Marines perished during the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. It's happening because of DNA testing, which has the family of Seaman First Class James C. Solomon of Montague County grateful and honored. On December 7, 1941, the USS Oklahoma's casualties at Pearl Harbor were second only to the USS Arizona. Of the 429 people killed on the Oklahoma that day, only 35 were identified until just recently.
Well, I never thought it would take place in my lifetime.
Seaman First Class James C. Solomon is among many others who were on the Oklahoma whose remains have finally been identified through modern DNA testing. Solomon's unidentified remains, like almost all the others, were buried at the National Cemetery in Hawaii. Now he'll rest in honor at the Perryman Cemetery at Forestburg.
I think it's a good thing that they finally identified him, because I remember my mother talking about they never had any closure on Jay's death.
Hardy and Glenn C. are Solomon's nephews and still live in Montague County. Hardy remembers the tremendous loss.
My mother and my grandmother had sent him a box, fairly large box, of candies, cookies, and I think books when he was in Hawaii. And that must have been sent sometime around the 1st of December. That box came back because it was undeliverable. I do remember that.
So this is where Seaman First Class James Solomon will be buried with full military honors. It's just a few miles from where he grew up on a hill outside Forestburg.
There was a nice big barn that they had built right in the middle of that hill. And then to the side, a house. It was an underground house. And the hole's still there.
At one point, we're considering burying him at the home place, up near the remains of the old home house. But finally decided, since this was a perpetual care cemetery, he was from Forestburg, his grandparents are here, that we would use this place.
It's a peaceful area surrounded by beautiful hills and trees where Solomon grew up and went to school. It's where his friends lived, where the sounds and violence of war are far, far away. It's where he's finally coming home. Seaman First Class Solomon's remains will be brought back to his hometown in a procession led by the North Texas Patriot Guard Riders. A funeral service with full military honors is set for Saturday morning at 11 in the Perryman Cemetery right there at Forestburg.